Hello friends, in this chapter we will be learning Salesforce DX for non-scratch orgs. So agenda is org development model and steps to set up Salesforce DX for the non-scratch orgs. So if we understand, we have org development model and package development model. So in the org development model, in that model we don't have the source tracking. These are used for the developer org, sandbox org, and trailhead playgrounds. And package development model we will be seeing in the later chapter. So let's see how we can connect to a non-scratch org, that is developer or sandbox org. Let's see how we do that. So here, first of all, I will do Control Shift P and I will here click create project with manifest. What does manifest means is that a package.xml file is created to retrieve the metadata for the org. So we will be choosing this, and then I will be using standard project template, and I will giving the name LWC non-scratch, and I will click on enter. So I clone standard project name, and I will choose the location. So I will say that I want it on the desktop, and I will click on create project. Once I do that, automatically it is showing this. So I'm not doing anything. If you see, a welcome page is there, having start, new file, open folder, open workspace folder, all the recent items which I have opened, help section, and then on the left side you can see the create project with manifest. I can see the whole project structure, and in this there is manifest, and in this we can see the package.xml. So basically the package.xml is being created when we are using create package with manifest. Now we are good here. Now let's see the next step. Now we have to authenticate our org. So if I go back here, you see no default org is set right now. So right now there is no default org. But if we want to set an default org, let's see how we do it. Again do Control Shift P, and now you have to do SFDX, and you have to create a default org. So do create a default, authenticate to an org. So authenticate, authorize an org. So click here. Once you click here, you will say that okay, I want project default or for production or sandbox or custom. So in the project, in the sfdx project.json file, there will be the URL defined. Let's see there. So here the URL is being defined. So are we going to use this URL? It is asking. Or there's another custom URL which we want to use. We want to use the sandbox URL, that is test.salesforce.com. What we want to use. So again I go here. When I go, I say authorize and all, and see recently used. What you used in the end will show here, the last one. So you click on authorize and all. And right now we want login.salesforce.com because I'm using that login URL. So I will click here, and then I have to put the alias name. So whatever alias name I want to put, for example, I want to say SFTC amplified non-scratch. Any name which you want to put. Click on enter, and you see that on the right side authorize and all is running, and automatically it is asking me to log in. So now I want to log in, so I will be putting the username for any org which I want to authenticate to, and then the password. So I will just, it already has it, so I will just click on login. So now I am successfully able to log in. So my org is open. So now go back to the terminal, Visual Studio, and here we see in the terminal, first of all, what we did SFDX force authenticate web login, and we have put the set alias name, and then we are using this instance URL. It says successfully authorize this with this org ID, and now you may close the browser, and then it gives exit code 0 as it is running successfully. So that is how we authorize an org. Once that is done, we need to retrieve and deploy a source. So let's see how that works. So I go here, if I go to the Force app, open here and see Aura, classes, LWC, layout, flexi pages, objects, permission sets, all are here. Now, if I want to create a class, see, right now it doesn't have anything. So let's create a class and see if you want to deploy to the org, how it works. So I do Control Shift P, I say Apex, I say SFDX, and now I'll say create Apex class. So I click here, it asks for name, I say SFDC hello, I click enter, and it asks me the location. So I say Force app main default class, okay, this is the location I want, so I choose this, and automatically now it is creating an Apex class for us in the Visual Studio. So let's check in the terminal. See, now if you want to create an Apex class, here when we are using the Visual Studio point and click, there are multiple steps we are going through, that we are saying that, okay, we want Apex class, then we are choosing the name, then we are choosing the location, and that's how it is being created. If you are using the terminal, in a single command you can do this. Now here you can say Apex class, create the class name you want to put, that is SFDC hello, and then template is default Apex class, and then you can choose the output directory. We will go through these CLI codes in later session, but here you are able to see that how we can write it. So now it is being created and it has created the class. You can see here. Now if you want to deploy it, you will simply say deploy source to org. See, there is retrieve, deploy, delete from the project, create an Apex class. We just need to deploy source to org. We will click here. So now it is running the deploy source to org. And now let's firstly see what happens. So it says that it has deployed and ended with source 0. See, SFDX force source deploy, source path this, JSON log fettle, and still showing that it is being deployed. So what it has deployed? Two files, class and meta XML. So these two things it has deployed. So you can see. Now, if you want to go to the class, this one, it should be created in the org. So let's see if it has been created or not. So my org is already open. I will go to Apex class. And here, if I go to S, my name was SFDC amplified. So let's go more. Let's create a view. Name equals, and it was name SFDC hello. So I put the name and let's save it. So now we have SFDC hello. So see, this class has been created. So because we did the deployment, so to the org, so it got created. Now next thing we want to see is that if we make changes to org, will I see it there? So simply go on edit and here put return, just put some statement. And let's save it. Now whatever changes I made to org, I want to see it there. So I simply go there in the Visual Studio Code. If you see right now, we see no change here. Now what I will do is, I will say retrieve source from org. So now it will be running the retrieve source from org. Now let's see. So you can see SFDX source retrieve and it is exit with the 0. So see, now you are able to see return hello. Whatever changes you made to the org are now here. So that's how you are retrieve and deploy.